In a Catholic parish, community building is at the heart of our work. It's at the heart of our mission because we believe that in Jesus we are all united. The development of the spiritual life, it's a process. And so it takes place over time, indeed over a lifetime. And so we are intimately engaged in the involvement of youth in our parishes and in our church, because we want them to grow up to be the leaders of the church in the future.
Today, everything's online, whether it's like talking to people, applying for jobs and everything like that. So I think having volunteer opportunities where you also have it online, where it's easy access, where you can apply for a certain time slot or meet a certain person in a certain location, having those things like accessible to you, I think makes it much easier and it allows someone to feel more confident since it's more secure and accessible.
The CmtyHelp app does something in a kind of a counterintuitive way. It's the use of technology and the use of social media really bringing together people, because they don't remain unknown just on this side of their screen, because once they make contact with the other person, then they are brought together really. An elderly person, for example, needs help with something in the neighborhood. They can post their need, and then someone reaches out to them and engages them directly by answering that need. Of course, the greatest success we've found is in ministering to young people who need to fulfill requirements for community service work. Some of the things we've been involved with here in our parish is a food pantry service, help for the religious education program. We've done even a beach cleanup on more than one occasion.
The CmtyY app has helped me kind of stay connected with the food pantry because it's constantly updated and it's constantly like, okay, this is when it's happening, and it's just kind of made me track my hours within it. And that food pantry has been like a humongous part of my life. I kind of go every week now on my own since I've gotten used to it. It's kind of like so beneficial because you feel like how much you've helped, and you kind of get that sense of like relief, kind of like knowing you're giving back to your community.
It's a great tool to bring young people together to satisfy their school requirements, which are often in terms of community service, but also to get them interacting with people in the community and getting them to know one another and giving them a sense of fulfillment because they're doing something worthwhile.
As the college counselor at Susan Wagner High School, I see hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of students every year. So I think that CmtyHelp can really be an asset to my students because it democratizes the whole idea of looking for community service.
The fact that everything's at your fingertips, so you can apply easily. Maybe you can cancel if something suddenly happens. If you have questions, it's probably faster to look online than to wait for someone to respond through an email or a text.
Now it's kind of like you can just download an app and it's kind of like based on what you want to do. You have 10 times more of the options. Pick like what you're interested in, if that's shadowing a teacher, helping them grade if you're interested in that field, or helping with the food pantry.
A lot of times students will have trouble finding community service because they think it's a whole who do you know?
You had to like find a counselor who knew opportunities or like knew someone who's showing opportunities, making that available to students.
This way, every student, no matter who their parents are, where they live, they can use the CmtyY app to help them find opportunities. And then for the staff, this really makes it an easy, user-friendly way for them to publicize opportunities for the students. Whether it's a teacher who needs help grading papers in the classroom, or a club advisor who wants to publicize a greeting card writing event for their Key Club or Service to Society or some other service club. The CmtyY app will help them to reach out to as many students as possible. Students are very, very eager to look for scholarships, but they don't often know how to go about doing that. When you add in the component of a certain number of hours needed for the scholarship, it encourages them to do community service and connect with their communities. Again, I think democratizes the whole idea of looking for a scholarship, that it's not going necessarily to the best the best, the A student, the one who's at the top of the class, right? It's not necessarily going to the most talented athlete. Instead, it's really exhorting the idea that community service is the pinnacle. Like, this is what we're really trying to promote.
I think, incentives, scholarships, and stuff like that are a great motivation.
The CmtyHelp Scholarship is an incredible way to get students involved and to get them to do meaningful community service.
Community service impacted me in a way where it taught me responsibility. And I also think it'll help future generations by also proving our presence in society and giving them an opportunity to sort of build that work ethic they need as they grow older. I think community service also proves to that generation that we can work and we can also do things to benefit our society just as much as it seems like we don't.
It keeps you all connected. And that's a thing, often many people have said that social media has kind of disconnected that a little more and just kind of made it more of an online thing. But I feel like this app, it's you and all your friends could have the app. You could all see opportunities, kind of find them together and have it on your own, and just kind of build a sense of community within different groups and different opportunities.